There are two main types of harmonicas. A diatonic harmonica has 10 mouth holes. It plays a 7-note major scale in a single key of music. A chromatic harmonica has up to 16 holes, plus a special slide mechanism to produce extra notes, so it can play in any key. As air goes through a harmonica, so does saliva, which is why they make the inner structure from a type of wood that doesn't expand or smell with repeated exposure to moisture. Making a standard chromatic harmonica begins with a block of pear wood measuring about 5½ by 1¼ inches. They run it against a cutter that carves a row of air chambers front and back. This produces the component known as the comb. A press stamps slots in a millimeter-thick brass plate that will hold the reeds. The plate will eventually go on top of the comb, its slots aligning with the comb's air chambers. Another machine cuts reeds from brass-based metal, specially formulated by this company to produce quality sound and be corrosion-resistant. Working one size at a time, they cut a batch of a few hundred reeds. They test a reed from each batch with a tuning machine, plucking it to see if it produces the correct pitch. The size and profile of a reed determines the note it produces. The longer it is, the lower the note, and vice versa. Now they rivet the reeds to the reed plate, one reed for each note. Consecutive reeds go on opposite sides of the plate. With this configuration, blowing into the harmonica vibrates one reed, while drawing air out vibrates the other. They flatten each rivet on one side of the plate. This fastens the reed securely at the bottom, leaving the rest free to vibrate. If necessary, they file the reed down, so the slot doesn't obstruct its movement. Now a tuning specialist gets to work. She plays each reed on the plate and compares the tone to a perfectly tuned set of reeds for reference. If the pitch is off, she adjusts it with a bit of filing. Once the reed plate is in tune, it goes on top of the comb, the reeds and slots aligning with the comb's air chambers. Workers attach the parts with steel nails that have a brass plating to prevent corrosion. Now for the two-piece cover that encloses these internal components. For standard models, the factory uses stainless steel, starting with a sheet that's less than ½ millimeter thick. Fancier harmonicas have silver or gold-plated covers. The sheet goes through a press that has a series of dies. They progressively stamp out the cover pieces, first embossing the artwork, then cutting the size, then forming the shape. Workers sandwich the comb between the two cover pieces, then attach everything with either brass-plated nails or brass or nickel-plated screws. Chromatic harmonicas have a mouthpiece over the blowholes. It's usually made of chrome-plated brass that they curve slightly in a press. The mouthpiece shields the lips from a slide mechanism inside. That mechanism has 3 parts, a slide with a button positioned in between 2 plates. They screw the mouthpiece onto the front of the harmonica. When you press the mouthpiece button, it redirects the air, raising the notes half a tone. No harmonica leaves the factory without a sound test. Rather than blow into every instrument, the testing department uses a machine that blows air in and out. Last stop is the cleaning department. There, workers inspect for scratches, then polish and package, so that each and every harmonica will look as good as it sounds.